stuff, and which, you know, a lot of people were doing at the time, which is like the post-hippie generation kind of thing, so all the peace and love was going out the window. And spiritualism and meditation, all that was coming in, so I was interested in that. And somebody gave Ozzy this old 16th century book of black magic, and it was all written in, I think it was Latin. And he brought it round to my flat because he knew that I was interested in books and magic and all that kind of thing. And I just got this really weird vibe off it. And I put it in this cupboard in the apartment that I was living in. And that night I just like woke up suddenly and there was just like this black shape at the bottom of my bed. And it just vanished into thin air as I was staring at it. And I just had the thought, it's got to have something to do with this book that Ozzy brought round for me, and I leapt out of bed, rushed to the cupboard to throw this book out, and the book was gone. And the next day I told Ozzy about it, and about 3 days after that we came up with our first song, Black Sabbath, and Ozzy just like related my experience in the lyrics.
Big black shape with eyes of fire, telling people their desire, Satan sitting there smiling, watching those flames get higher and higher. Oh no, please God help me.
Combine the name of glamour queen Marilyn Monroe with the name of serial killer Charles Manson, come up with his new name, Marilyn Manson, is seen here with Anton LaVey. Marilyn Manson admitted that Anton LaVey told me, quote, "I want to make you a reverend," and gave me a crimson card certifying me as a minister in the Church of Satan. Marilyn Manson wrote that he understood that Anton LaVey, the leader of the Church of Satan, was handing his torch over to Manson. Brian Warner, who became Marilyn Manson, described himself as a weakling, a worm who craved acceptance by his peers. How would he get those who bullied him to eventually worship him? Manson stated, quote, "As a teenager, I was very interested in selling my soul." Manson witnessed a friend's brother take a knife to his body and gather blood from the self-inflicted wounds. He then witnessed him use this same blood as an offering to Satan for power. Manson recognized that he could invoke Satan's power and enjoy the fame that he so craved among his peers. Manson stated, quote, "I could use black magic to turn the lowly lot life had given me around, to attain a position of power that other people would envy and accomplish things that other drugs, homosexuality, self-mutilation, suicide, and murder. Manson's message is the destruction of Christianity." Manson said, "Hopefully I'll be remembered as the person who brought an end to Christianity."
My fellow Americans, we will no longer be oppressed by the fascism of Christianity. And we will no longer be oppressed by the fascism of beauty. Because I see you all sitting out there trying your hardest not to be ugly, trying your hardest not to fit in, trying your hardest to earn your way into heaven. But let me ask you, do you want to be in a place that's filled with a bunch of
Satanist Marilyn Manson is a follower as conformed to the teachings of Aleister Crowley as well. In chapter 9, called The Rules, under his book called The Long Hard Road Out of Hell, he quotes Aleister Crowley's maxim, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." In Marilyn Manson's book, Under the Rules, he quotes Satanist Aleister Crowley, who taught, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." Aleister Crowley instructed his followers like Manson to sacrifice babies to Satan. In fact, Marilyn Manson seems to have viewed the sacrificial killing of his own child as a pivotal point of depravity necessary for the success of his album Antichrist Superstar, which was released soon after the murder. In his book, under the heading Circle of Nine, Treachery, Traitors to Kin, Manson describes the traitorous treachery of his own wicked heart as he took his little baby to be butchered. The heading Circle of Nine, Traitors to Kin is a reference to the lowest place in hell in Dante's Inferno. This place was said to be reserved for the most wicked and traitorous of betrayers, like the apostate apostle Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Christ. In his book, Marilyn Manson describes how he was a traitor to his own kin as he took his girlfriend Missy to an abortion clinic and afterwards confessed, quote, "I sat in the women's clinic waiting room imagining what was going on just 3 rooms away as the doctors put a rod up into Missy's cervix, causing it to dilate before tearing out the brain of our child with a pair of forceps." He went on to say Missy had been scared about this abortion. She was well into her 2nd trimester. At the same time, he said, "I could not keep a twisted, degenerated thought from crossing my mind. I wondered if she could talk to the doctor about keeping the aborted fetus."
Does Marilyn Manson have an influence on you personally?
Kinda, sorta.
What do you think about him when he tears up a Bible and kind of mocks God in his stuff?
I'm all for it. I'm a Satanist myself.
If anything, they teach you to open your mind a little.
And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Metallica and a copy of Motorhead's Prince make it clear as just to whom they have given their souls. The rock band Queen sings about Beelzebub, a biblical name for Satan, setting a demon aside for them. Kurt Cobain, who was the front man of Nirvana before committing suicide, was Rolling Stone's Artist for the Decade in the 1990s. Kurt Cobain desecrated churches by scrawling graffiti like "God is gay" on the walls. Just before Cobain made it big, he admitted his aspirations in declaring, quote, "I will get stoned and worship Satan." Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of the most popular bands of the 1990s and into the new millennium, have also promoted homosexuality. On their album Blood Sugar, Sex Magic, they put a K at the end of Sex Magic like a Lester Crowley. At the MTV Music Awards, the Red Hot Chili Peppers gave special thanks to their lord Satan.
First of all, I'd like to thank Satan. I'd like to thank Satan. Thank Satan. Satan.
Madonna told the LA Times that she's a very tormented person most of the time. She went on to state that she's possessed by many demons. And just what are these demons doing through Madonna? Here we see that they are promoting homosexual marriage and seeking to destroy God's plan for the family. At the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards, Madonna, Britney Spears, and Christina Aguilera promoted homosexual marriage. As Madonna descends from the wedding chapel as a groom, she takes Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera in a lesbian polygamous type relationship. Why was Madonna fondling and French-kissing Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera on stage before millions of their impressionable fans at the MTV Music Awards on August 28th of 2003? Madonna has acknowledged that she uses homosexual activity on stage before her fans to desensitize them. She knows that if she shows homosexual activity over and over and over again, the convictions of her audiences will be eroded. Listen to what Madonna said to a homosexual magazine. Quote, "They digest it on a lot of different levels. Some people will see it and be disgusted by it, but maybe they'll be unconsciously aroused by it. If people keep seeing it and seeing it and seeing it, eventually it's not going to be such a strange thing." Sadly, here before the millions of impressionable fans, the 3 female megastars of the last decade, Madonna, Britney Spears, and Christina Aguilera, tell their fan base, quote, "We're bored with the concept of right and wrong."
We're bored with the concept of right and wrong.
It's amazing how Madonna, Spears, and Aguilera sing about being bored with the concept of right and wrong when adversely affecting others with evil. Yet if Madonna's children were abducted or molested, she would immediately cry foul, and the